Okay, let's get started today. I got a little bit of an experiment to show you what goes on with everything through energy, how it formulates on everything through box frequency levels, plasma force energy systems, anything that contains its system. Truly understand science in a way of being scientific. Truly understand that we're all connected to form. Try to understand this, try to understand that. How does this work? How does that work? What is the galaxy? What is it formed of? Well, you have to understand the oxygenations, you have to understand everything, the ozone layers, you have to understand the spraying, you have to understand connections of plasma to vortex to teleportation, or everything through that connection line system. Your perception sees everything through particle system, trying to understand what you're going through connections. But before I get started, thank you all subscribers and viewers and watching my channel as we keep grand rising, force rising. It's all about humanity coming into a unity of consciousness of light. So the galaxy positions right now are in clocking dimensions, and they're setting winds right now through connections. So think that the Earth's surface and its connection, you have to truly understand the history and ancestry and why these things are happening. People are playing out mechanisms and they're going through audio rotation centers and they're asking themselves, why am I in this position? What do I do? I'm helpless. I don't know what to do. Well, let nature take its course. Nature knows what it's doing. Space knows what it's doing. Time knows what it's doing. I'm here to tell you exactly what's going on. I'm the only one that can give you back what's going on, because my brain right now is going through mainframes and it's changing everything through its illustration, changing everything through its story frame system. I watched an extremely powerful video yesterday, Contact, with Jodie Forrest. I talked to you about that before, and how she was going through time, of space, and everything through dimensions of time, and how she was going through this tunnel, right? And she's going in and out like that through plasma. So it's truly understanding there's a lot of truth to that, which is really, really powerful stuff. You come into the harmonics, you come into the sounding waves, you come into teleportation waves. You have to understand your connections to everything through form. But it's truly understand once you come into experimenting things with scientists, that's how they come through creation, right? I mean, when you come into Tesla, all of a sudden he's got all this energy. Where's it coming from? It's got to come from somewhere, right? So his aptitude levels was going into the electronics. He was going into the light formation. He was going into the clocking of dimensions of time positions. He was understanding how to formulate light and everything through Benjamin Franklin, when he basically, there's a connection there through mistrust and misinformation, miscalculated. Trying to understand, where did electricity come from? They say that, Benjamin Franklin puts a kite up in the sky and he puts a metal key on the string, and all of a sudden he waits when it comes down. Now you got a conductor. Now you have a source. You got different metal alloys. You got a string, and it comes down, right? And electrifies them, and there you go. There's electricity. So you have to understand the experimental of you. You're connected to everything through magnetic. You're connected to everything plasma. You're connected to everything through shape. You're everything connected through an ozone layer. Your ozone layer is understanding. You have practical levels of plasma. You have protein levels when it comes to your chakra system. So it's truly understanding what you're doing through calculation. Go through my healing, go through my connections, help you rise you, put you into guiding, open up your health system, open up your activation light system. I can open up all your protein levels and conditions. I can show you how to keep your health system and rotation cycle to its position. I can show you how you can use your perceptions on your connections to your chakra rotation center positions. It's all about helping yourself. And if you understand what's happening, it's truly understanding everything through ascension is the awakening of the heart. So when you open up your heart, what happens? And you start seeing the reality for what it is, and you start to relax and you start to feel better, because now, it's all in the hands of space and time. Space of you, time of you, and provisions of what's happening every single day. Because people say, when is this going to be over? When is this going to be over? Because you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? I mean, I can say it in so many ways and forms, right? But you don't want to lead yourself into anything through dichotomy, into a dark system, dark energy system, dark thoughts, dark vibrations, dark body positions. You're changing everything, and you're putting out the ozone layer in the dark, you're putting out the ozone layer in vortex, you're putting out the dark location systems into plasma, and you're putting different shapes and anomalies to its connection to the nature correlation system. So you don't want to do that through attractions, because it doesn't do anything through the body system. But it's truly understanding what is happening, right? So you have to relax, because everything in space and time is put in position. So the Earth is going through its connection, how it goes out of its virus, and it comes into a new program. It comes into a new era of a computer. It becomes into the simulation. It comes into the singular line division. That's the fifth dimensional system. So truly understanding what you are, you're everything through form, because you're on the Earth. You're floating in space, and I'll keep saying that. But people ask me all the time, like, well, if the Earth is in space, what else is around it? And I keep saying that, and that's why I keep doing these videos. You have to understand the Earth system is everything through simulation, everything through creation. So when you open up your mind system, you're creating everything that you want. And that's how you manifest these things, right? But you have to truly understand what this is. What is this? It's just a box, right? Everything through a box. You have to look at the point centers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? See all the different angles? See, this is you in form, right? So truly understand what you are through glass, through connections. You see everything through perception, right? You got a blue circling rotation center. You got it's kind of like a glassing kind of crystalline system. Okay, it's got a rotation at the bottom. It's got this positive centers, and you also got the power centers, and you also got the connection. So you have to look at yourself as a body frame through its connection, right? So let's say you come into the ozone, so spray, right? This is a spray can. That's all it is, but everything is structured. Everything is in connection. So you have to understand all connections of the galaxy positions. So you have the spraying mechanisms of ozones, okay? You got the glass that contains everything through the system, because everything inside you, let's say that you have your communications to your chakra system, right? It's inside. It's protecting everything through its protein. It's protecting everything through its plasma. So it's understanding how to use the plasma. It's understanding how to use the communication of the chakra system just with this glass rotation. Okay, and then you have the bottle of water, right? Your light formation system. Your liquid light, look how high rise it is through connection. So it's ready to travel through its mechanism of thoughts, right? So it's very important to drink your water. So if you're trying to understand space inside you, you have to understand your water, what contains in your water. You have to understand your box frequency level. Let's say this is a tesseract, okay? This is just cologne. Now, truly understand what this is. So you have to understand, what is its connection? What is its connection? What can I do with this, right? And then you have to understand, what is this? This is just a brush. But if you look at this, these are little particles, right? Little particles, right? So galaxy forms on so many levels of ozone or anything. It's just a spray can. You spray it out, right? It sprinkles. So you understand what it's doing, right? So everything's all coming together through form, circular rotation center to its position of its particle system. So, and then you come into, what is this? Now let's just say, for example, it's not flat, but it's everything through rotation. This is just a piece of paper. That's all it is, just a piece of paper. But you have to understand what it is. Okay, so let's think that this is the Earth. Okay, it's in different form of shape, but it's not a square. Okay, it's everything through a square. But the Earth's shape is not a square. So truly saying your creation is everything through what you see through perception, what you see through glass, what you see through a box, what you see through water, and what you see through ozone and a spray, right? So if you put that all together, you have the galaxy. You put that all together, you have the universe. You put that all together, you have everything through your chakra communication system. Everything is put together. It's like an engine. You know, you have an engine. You have pistons, and you have your wheel so you can drive, navigation, right? So everything's put together. Everything's created for a reason, so you can get in your car and drive wherever you want to go through GPS. So now you're connecting, you're sitting in your car, and you got your electrical lights, and you got your magnetic belts, and you got all your connections, and you got your eye interference and your perceptions, and you got string theory location, a toning division location, and gravity positions. So you understand the particle system of, it's just a brush, but when I look at it, I look at particles. I look at line streams. I look at everything. See, this is here. This is creation, right? See? It's just a brush, but look at the design. Everything is designed through creation. So that's what the galaxy is. It's about creating, right? So this piece of paper is its Earth. Now, this is what's happening with the Earth in a three-dimensional system. Okay? That's what's happening. So you have to have the new box. You have to have the glass. You have to have the ozone spray. You have to have the particle system. And you have to have the water, the plasma of its containment, right? To bring it back into formation. So the Earth is crumbling in a three-dimensional system, forthrighting, and it's coming into a new division level system, into calculation. So the fifth dimensional system is uprising too, and it's getting rid of everything through its virus to its computer operation center positions, right? So it's truly understanding what's coming into, like you're coming into the box and it's a tesseract, so you're trying to understand everything through Pandora box. You know, you can't open it up. Well, you can see, right? But just imagine that there's no line strips right here, and all you can see is just a box, but how do I open it up? how do I understand what's going on? This is weird, right? What do I do with this, right? How do I use this? Okay, what is this used for, right? And what do I do with the water? So you have to truly understand what you're doing with all these things. It's all about experimenting, right? And that's history repeating itself over and over and over and over. But the galaxy right now is coming into new lights. It's coming into a new position in the universal core. The universal core is coming into a light reflection to its light flickering locations. So it's flickering through motion sensors to the Earth rotation system of fifth dimensional system. Okay, so we're coming into a new box. We're coming into a new glass. We're coming into new ozone spray. We're coming in a new particle system. And we're coming into a new water plasma of a body activation through a chakra rotation center to its position. It's all about your liquid light and where it stands in position of location. All right. So that's what's happening. If you truly don't understand how everything works. So it's understand how to put all this together, right? To bring yourself forward, to understand everything that you can use. So once you understand what the Pandora box is, you understand how to open it. And it's all done through the creation of the mind. Remember I was saying, if you're trapped in position and you're like this, you're in a box and you can't get out. It's like, oh no, what do I do? I don't understand myself. I feel constricted. You know, I'm in quicksand, right? If you're in quicksand, how you get out? The time you pull out, you start sinking, right? So you got to think of other ways. Is there a branch? Is there a tree? Is there something to grab on? So you're looking at your survival, right? Yay or nay? Are you going to die or you're not going to die? So you got to put yourself in those positions. So you have to truly understand how to use your creation of the mind system. That's the first thing to go. And people basically go on the other side, not realizing that, oh, wow, I could have did this to survive. Right? So that it's all about you giving up. If you give up, you're not creating the mind system. So it's another way of pushing yourself to go forward and understand more of your calculation and how everything of this, and this, and this, and everything through the ozone of spray and everything through your water, okay, is this containment through its creativity. So understanding what it is fully through its liquid lights and its condition, everything through digitals and everything through its particles and everything through its shape. So everything that you do is travel. So understand your liquid light of travel, okay? So when you come into that connection, you understand what the Pandora box is. How do we open it up? It doesn't have any key, it doesn't have any door. What do I do with it, right? And then you ask yourself, okay, now I got the glass, what do I do with the glass, right? So you look inside, you can see the spin cycles. So try to pick up a glass or anything, and then you can actually see what's inside. So you're lacing the line locations of digital frames, and it's going around. So you fill it up about here, right? And you go like this. So basically it's making music tones. So you understand what a glass can do. It can do everything through travel, everything through tone, everything through a sequency level system. It's understanding the digital frame. It's understanding the circle rotation of the gravity, power, and the atmosphere positions just with this glass. Okay, so that's what you can do with the glass. Now you're into the Pandora box. How do you open it up? Use the creative centers, right? So this is going to change its shape. It's going to go, and it's going to reshape. It's going to reform, readjust, refocus, and then you're going to see what it is. And then you basically come out of it, right? So it's getting out of the creation of yourself and forming everything through this condition. You come into your liquid light formation system of water. It contains you. It is you. It's always been you. So it's starting to remember who you are through light. It's all about you understanding who you are through plasma. It's all about you understanding who you are through plastic. It's all about understanding who you are through structure of shape. It's all about you understanding who you are from DNA. Okay, and then you come into the digital frame, and then you come into the connections of spraying, spraying everything, connections of galaxy positions. You come into the ozone layer, because what does a spray can do? Now this is Lysol. So it refreshes the room and makes it, cleanse. It cleanses, it takes out the detox and all the biochemicals and destifies, all that energy, bad energy, and that the smell. So you have to understand what's a disinfect. It's a disinfect, right? So, and that's exactly what it is. It's all chemical based. So if you look at the galaxies like that, then you look at the particle systems like that. If you look at the atom systems like that, why one rotates this way, the other rotates this way, boom, something creates, right? So when it creates, it explores, and then it expands, and then it blows up, but it comes back into form, into something else. Okay, it comes into a different shape, it comes into a different particle, that comes different to a different glass, and everything through connection, or the Earth rotation center, opens up a new location of a new paper rotation to new plasma to energy connection line system, and it's just basically, it's all about coming into a new web graphing plasma energy force recognition light system to its connection. Fold it on its connection, fold it on its connection, fold it on its connection. So that's a different shape, right? So it's understanding what is it doing through each time. So it's coming into a different shape. What is it doing through each time? It's coming into a different shape. What is it doing through each time? It's coming into a different shape. Okay, so that's what's happening right now with the Earth. Okay, so it starts off with this. You crumple it up. Okay, it's getting rid of the virus. It's getting all rid of the disinfects. It's all getting rid of the plasma, the old plasmas. It's getting rid of the new paradox, and its connection line to its parallels. So understanding the connections, what's happening with the Earth rotation system, you have to understand just to be relaxed. Reform on your individual systems. The most important thing is to come together with each other. You have to formulate around that. And once you get into your reality and open up everything through your connections, you understand more of your higher levels. So as we come out of, the conformity or anything through prophecy, we have to get out of the religion of ourself, because we're all connected through humanity, a vibration. It's all about the unity of consciousness of light. It's all connected to the starseed positions. What is a starseed? You're a light. You're connected through a light. You're born through a light. You're born through liquid light. Okay? Now, see the water inside? You see the water, right? You see the containments of the circle rotation centers. It's what you see through perception. Okay? You see the liquid light, kind of looks like it looks like a plasma inside, right? It's white. It's liquid formation of light, right? So it's energy light. It's light formation, right? So if you look at the sky formation, you can actually see a cloud in there floating inside the water. So you understand that everything is a dream. Your whole life is a dream until it becomes its reality of its dream. So if you understand, wow, is that possible, Commander? Can I actually get a cloud inside my water? Yeah, because you see it through perception. Is it possible to have digital numbers inside the water? Yes, because it's through your perception. So you have to truly understand the structure. Okay? You have to understand the digital frame. You have to understand the circle rotation. You understand the particle system. You have to understand the sound, the tone. This is intelligence. Water has its own sounds. It has its own perception. It has its own brain waves. It has its connection. It has its own tone. So if you truly understand that this is not just water, this is everything to water, then you send everything through its intelligence of its water to its liquid formation of light and travel to its position. See, now it's changed again. See, now it's a bit bigger, right? So if I keep turning it, right, it's traveling. It's traveling inside the water. Okay, the liquid formation of light. So you see the laser recognition light system? Now you see everything through the letters, right? So it's all about the combination of what you see through the print, right? It's all about what you see through, the advertisement. It's all about understanding that everything that you see here, right? Dot, 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 dot. This is all connected to the shape. This is all connected to the liquid formation. So everything is calculated and modified. So this is different intelligence. There's different intelligence. There's different intelligence. There's different intelligence. Even the ingredients, okay? All right, it's all different intelligence. So the water of the shape has to truly understand the structure of its intelligence through its perception. Then you send everything through the liquid formation system. I can go on and on and on and on and tell you exactly what this is. But are you understanding it? Do you understand the travel of light inside? Okay, because it's all reflection to the sun. Okay, everything is reflection to you through perception. So right now, this is a connection. This is the barcode. Right? This is the reading barcode. Right? You scan this. This is how you go up to the counter. Right? It scans it. Right? You have it inside you. So if you understand that, then you understand what's happening on the other side and what they're trying to do. Okay? But the optical levels through its connection doesn't have soul identification. That's the issue. That's the problem. So it all connects to all levels of your electrical light system, right? And the thing is too, is that once you put your hand on the water, you're leaving fingerprints, right? Marks. Looking really close, you can see your fingerprint. And everything through line string, okay, connects to the structure of the water, right? So as soon as you put your hand there, okay, and now it has to connect to the water, has to connect to liquid light, has to connect to all structures, all structures. Now, even though you can see it, right? You can see it, they're just little, little tabs, like, and it's been pasted on by glue or whatever, right? But it's still different intelligence. Remember, it's forming into everything through water, to its structure, to its shape, to its solar text, okay? So it's trying to understand everything through its advertisement, ZOE, right? Then you get apostrophe, right? So it's trying to understand, why does it have a cap? Okay. Why does it have a cap? Well, so it doesn't spill, right? So you have to understand the birthing system of its plasma, or anything through its water, liquid. Understand the birthing system of a box, a tesseract, or anything connection. Now, this is just basically paper, but you understand the shape of its paper. See, it has different shapes, right? Different shapes. Okay. So when it travels, it goes like this. Okay, this is what a galaxy does. It formulates. Right. So if you get this and this together, what happens when it comes in together? What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen with the glass, and what do you think will happen with the box when it comes in together? Right. So you got one atom here and one atom here. Bring it together, right? One circles this way, one circles the other way, right? It creates, right? Through its ozone of its spray. Okay, to its particle system of its brush. Little particles right there. See the particles right there? These are all little particles, okay? You have to stand the particle system of you, the magnetic force, and these are tone division. They're all connected to your body framing system. This is the Earth, ready to unravel, okay, into a new activation line system, to a computer operation center system. So this is what happens when each dimension changes. It changes its position, changes its shape, changes its time, changes its clocking. Right? So if you understand that, then you understand everything through connections and how we formulate on so many levels. But you understand we're everything through form, we're everything through information, we're everything through thought. So when you're creating one thought, you're creating everything through a thought. So when you line signal the channel operation center to positions to a piece of paper, or to a glass, or anything through a box, or anything through its ozone, or anything through its water, or anything through its particle, then you're truly understanding everything through the universe of everything, the galaxy position, all levels of cosmos, cosmetic level system, your cosmic energy system, magnetic forcing information light system, calculate on all communications. So the Earth has to understand you more. Okay, that's what it is. The Earth has to understand you more. So we got to break the frequency levels of viruses, of humans, because they're connected to the wrong frequency levels of its connection. Because humanity is they're basically setting themselves in their own individual system. The pocket system to its self-calculation. So it's truly understand more of yourself through your liquid formation, everything through your glass formation, everything through your box formation, everything through your particle system, and everything through the shapes anomaly of its Earth, and everything through its connection of the ozone, its spray. Okay, so just learn an experiment how you have to be everything through form of understanding. Okay, and this gives you a little bit more structure of light. Okay, definition of light, infinity of light, galaxy of light, universal of light, vortex of light. Light is everything. So when you're spraying light, right, with the can, what are you doing? Right, you're spraying it, right, and it's spraying all over the place through the particle system. Okay, and it's connecting to a new shape anomaly, to its glass formation, to its plasma of its liquid formation system. So it's all about putting everything all together, right, to structure light. So you have to understand photons and light, what's in that, because everything's chemical base. Then you understand electrical lights. Everything's connected to a code. You have to understand the digital frame of its code. You have to understand its light interference of its code, right? So there's a lot of work that you guys have to understand. Tina, Charlie, how's it going, guys? How's everybody doing? Yeah, today's more of an experimental of everything that's going on right now. To understand everything through form. So when you look at a glass, you have to see everything as a glass or what it is, because it's everything through intelligence. It's not just for drinking. Okay, you have to understand what it is in detail. So once you understand your AI vessels, because you already understand your physical, you already understand your ABCs and 1, 2s, and 3s, but you have to reprogram your system through the mainframes. The mainframe is everything through structure, changes your locations to all story frames that you connect with. Okay, like you know exactly why you have glasses so you can see, right? But you have to understand it could be anything through a glass. Like this is plastic, this is black, right? So it's everything through black. Now there's a red tip here. So when you look at things, you have to look at things in detail. Okay, so it all starts with line signals. Okay, traveling positions through your thoughts. Okay, so when you get into that, it opens up everything through your awakening, through ascension. So your heart is truly understanding what everything is, getting into better positions. So we start off with this. I want to get into this because you have to understand singularity line division. This is singularity line division location, right? It's up crossing, it's down crossing. Okay, so you got a middle cross of a point system. That's you, the traveling recognition. Remember when I put the watch up and then you see the white dot and it travels? That's me traveling through time positions of the clock, right? So if I go over here, okay, it's changing positions. So the little hand is going ding, it goes to 12, right? So it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going in the same rhythm. The only thing that changes is the little hand and the big hand. What the sundial is saying, what everything through the moon of the program. So everything through your connection is trying to understand your universal compass, guys, and how you connect to the line signal through point center. So the point center is in position. You got the line singularity line division. Now you're going through a cross rotation to its position. Okay. And then basically you get a balance location of a center position. Okay. And then you get an upswing and a downswing. Okay. Now, when you come into that, you come into liquid formation of line signals to its activation system to its correlation center position. So you're creating something, right? So if you want to take it out of its equation, you can do it through this. It comes out of its equation, right? So it's up here now. So it can create anything or it can join anything. So it's all about joining things. So it can come out in any position, but you're always in the center position. The center position is you through the clock. Okay. The clock is you of time. When it comes into the earth is everything through travel. Okay. It's complicated stuff, but all right. So it's truly understanding what you're creating through time, okay, through sequences of time, line communication, singularity line of 12 to 12, right? And then you got the little hand and the big hand. What positions are you at through time, through thought? So you're creating. So every time you're going around the clock, like that little hand, the third hand, right? Every time it goes around, right? You're changing shapes, you're changing letters, you're changing numbers, you're changing everything through your body, you're changing everything through your hologram, you're changing everything through space and time, through position, you're changing everything through nature, you're changing everything through color. That's how powerful you are through thought. You're changing everything through communication of a dream position. It's all connected to its clock, right? So the recognition line system to its time position is opening up everything through connections, right? So let's say basically you got the big hand here, okay, and you got the little hand here. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock, right? Right, so that's a set for the 8th dimension, right? So I set the line signals into trifactor location, into the shapes and anomalies of pyramid location of 5th dimension. So we're in the gateway of 5th dimension, but this is a gateway of 8th dimension, right? So each time you understand what the universal compass is. It's northwest, south, and east, guys. It's the diamond core positions to your directions, to your shapes and anomalies, to your thoughts of recognition through lights. So every time the little hand goes around, so this is the connection. You have the third handle, right? Looks like that, right? So it goes around. So once it keeps going around and round and round, it's going faster and faster. So you're changing your shape, you're changing your letter, you're changing your number, you're changing your projection, you're changing your frame, You're changing your sequence. You're changing everything through activation. You're changing everything through time positions of clocking dimensions, guys. Okay? So it's going to stay at 8 until your picture is done. So when your thought recognition light is done, you go into calculations. Because every time it goes around the 12, it always comes up, right? It's about to go into 9 o'clock, right? So once it goes into the 9th dimension, now you're going to come into higher formation of a shape. So this is the true understanding how to go into the connections, how everything is space and time is nothing but universal of time. Okay, so your universal compass has to truly understand time positions and how you understand where the moon is at a certain time position through a certain time of its zone position. Okay, through its atmospheric position, through its weather positions, through its quantum fields of vibration, energy, frequency, and vibration. Anything through harmonic resistance is giving you time positions, 8 and 9 position of its dimension. Ooh, it's exciting, isn't it? So if you understand your positions of your clocks and you understand your positions of your time, now you understand your positions on what that little third handle is, that connection, right? Because watches are extremely powerful because it's everything through time, right? So it's not you have a watch, and say, well, why are we giving watches, right? So you have to send the connections to you. So basically, all right. So right now I got 11:03. Okay. Now you have to understand everything. Okay. So let's go into the air. See that little white dot there? See it's going around? That's me traveling very quickly, very quickly. Now it's got lacing line locations on computer upper center positions, 3 circle rotation center positions. Okay. Now, the universal compass is truly understanding the little hand of the sun and everything through the programmed sending of the moon. Now, your positions, see how that's going around? It's going around. So once it goes up to 12, right, it changes time position of your thought. It changes time position of your shape through your body frame. It changes time positions of the moon. It changes time positions of the sun. So you're in relation to everything through calculation. So the more I go up, you actually see the travel. See that white dot? That's me traveling, right? Through time, position. Okay, and then it comes up closer, it separates. You see the separation? See? Once you see the separation, then you understand everything through dimension of time. Okay? Dimension of time, of space. All right? So I'm trying to show you. So you truly understand. So when it comes up, you'll see it separate. Trying to get that in there. It's traveling through recognition of time through space, right? Watch it separate. See it separate? Look at that. Isn't that incredible? So that's what happens. You get 2 plates of glass, 2 plates of metal. One goes through one end, one goes to the other end, but it splits, right? And then it comes back together, right? So it's trying to understand the traveling in one position. It goes through the center position, it splits off, and then comes back in together. So it's kind of like a diamond shape. So everything through universal core, through its digital frame, is all connected to these shapes. So if you want to communicate through your shape, you have to understand the connections of the universe of its shape through time position. So it all has a particle system of separation, right? It's incredible when you see these things. See that white dot? It's incredible, isn't it? So truly understanding everything through the sundial, okay, the big dial, and everything through the dial that goes around. All right? Changing positions of time. All right? It's going through flicker. See? So every time it goes through 1 second to 5 seconds, the traveling positions of the white dot, okay, will start to split. See? So, you understand the travel positions of your clock, time positions of your clock, okay, activation light systems of your clock, your time positions of your dreams. So basically, if you're working 8 hours at a job, okay, you can look at the time frame within 8 hours. Okay. So you're in the fifth dimensional system, but your time frequency levels of space connection is in a different frame through your body frame system. So it's complicated if you don't understand the particle system of inside you, of time, of space. You understand the dimensions of time. You understand the particles of time. You understand everything through the galaxies of time. Everything is space and time of shape. You want to communicate with the universe, you have to understand your traveling of your shapes. You understand the codes of shapes through the quantum field of vibration. Okay? So if you want to understand how to communicate with the moon at a certain time, you understand your positions of your time zones and the positions of travels, okay, to its moon or its program setting. Okay? Because it's always going to follow you. It's a magnetic forcing information system. It's calculated through your Wi-Fi's to its satellite positions. Okay? So understanding like information of travel, then you can travel faster and farther through time sequencing levels of connections. So you're always in time position of yourself. Okay? Time position of you, time of travel of you, space-time travel of you, calculation modifications travel of you, who you are through travel of space. All right? So you have to understand your shapes. You have to understand your anomalies of your shapes. You have to understand geometrics of your shapes, your DODs, right? You have to understand the geometrics. You have to understand the quantum fields, the quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is the connection to you. The multiplications when it comes into 1 + 1 = 3 and not 2. So the equivalency is understanding the traveling recognitions of your light formation system. My light formation system is going down, 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 right? So the higher I go, the faster I travel. Okay, because you have to understand, you're putting water, okay, into your body, which is also water. But the water inside you is protecting everything in your proteins. It's all plasma. Okay, so if you understand that through connection, then you understand your time and your clock positions. Okay, because each dimension that you have through your chakra is time consuming. It activates everything through your light signals, guys. Okay, so you get into that position, right? All right. So once you get into that position, so think of yourself got some piano here. All right. So this is you. Okay. Now you have to understand the grounds of you. So you got 3 central clocks, one of grounds, one of powers, and one of the atmosphere. You have to have these because you're connecting every single day through travel. So your clock of recognition of time through its position, because you wear it on your arm, right? Your wrist. So it's trying to understand how to connect through it, through the particle system of you, through calculation. Okay, so you go into this, the beginning. So it's trying to understanding, you come into your pyramids, okay, your spaceship. It's really powerful. You can't see it, right? Well, disappear, it's gone, right? It's in the simulation. Everything I draw is in the simulation. Line singular line division. So trying to connect to that level. So you got 3 point centers. You have to stand your point centers of dimensions of realm of time. Okay. And once you get into that, you come into your connections of your diamond core. Okay. Now the line signal channel operation center to its position goes down to its center position. You have to have a chakra system. All right. So everything through rotation. I'll go into the black location to show you. So you see the rotation center to its position. Okay, so it's locking key through division here. Let's open a big cycle. Okay. You start off with the grounds. All right. So this is a clock. Okay. Wait a minute. You're telling me that your grounds of yourself is a clock? Yes. So the grounds is trying to read your information cycles. Okay. So you have to understand this is the Earth rotation of the grounds. Okay. Remember, it has 3 elements of sky force. So the sky force is trying to understand the gravity system of you, the power center of you, and everything through the atmospheres of travel of you. Right. So once you come into that, you come into the center position. Here comes into another clock. right? And then you come into the atmosphere, right? So the clock looks like this. Okay. All right. That's what your clock looks like. Powerful, isn't it? So you have to send the angles, the position where the clock is. So one position on this side. So this is the connection to high levels on that side and high levels on the other side. So 12 is here and everything to the 6 is here, right? So you have to send your connections of 3, 6, and 9 through position, right? So every time you connect through the big hand and the small hand and everything through the little hand, what goes around, every time it goes around 12, it changes its position of time through your body frame, through your holographic system. Okay, so in position, right, comes into here. 12 is here. Okay, not everything is in the same position. It's different intelligence. So the grounds are different readings. It's the seismographic through its activity. So the grounds is in a different reading. The powers are in a different reading through cycle rotation, and everything the atmosphere is in a different reading. It has to. It's different intelligence of weather. It's different rotation centers to its position, to its galaxy position. So time travel, guys. Okay. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So it starts here. 12, 1, 2, 3, all the way around. Okay. 12 is here. 12 is here. All right. You got to understand what I'm doing through calculation. Right. So it's understanding that the grounds and the power and the atmospheres understands that you are in a diamond core position. Once you become in a diamond core, now you're sending your positions of its earth through the traction locations. Okay, where 12 is center position here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 12. And everything, the power centers 12 is here and it starts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 12. So it's connecting. It's connecting to a diamond core, guys. So it understands you through your body frame. So if you want to communicate with the grounds, you have to understand the shapes of the grounds. How we come into crop cycles and the crop circles, how it connects through its particle system, through its atom rotation. It connects to all locations to a digital frame. So it's a computer operations center that's set up in position of space. It comes down into the ground formation system. That's how it's calculated and modified through its ground positions. Right? It's complicated stuff. All right. So we got into that position. Okay, we start off with here, here, and then from here, we calculate and modify to its location. So the ground formation system and everything through the powers and everything through the atmospheres is reading everything through its readings. Okay. Now it's a heat signature pattern. So grounds is moist, it's water, right? So you have to understand what ground is through rotation. And the power center is you through calculation, through the heart of its portal, through its regulation. So it's understanding everything through its connection. Now everything through the mainframes and everything through the brainwaves and the mind frame is its clocking of its own through its dimension of time, through travel positions. It's complicated, right? So if you understand that, then you understand the clocks of you through its connection. Okay, do you see everything through formation? Do you see the diamond core position of the clock? So the gravity, the power, and the atmosphere. Let me show you. All right, 12 is here, right? We go up here, watch. It's really, really fascinating stuff. When we come into that position, locking its location. It's in position here. Going into directed light and signals, to its line activation line system, to its calculation allocation signal. All right. When it gets into that position, all right, circle out its rotation center. Okay, so we have 12 here, right? So we start here and we move up here. Okay? We move up here. Okay? Now the center position up here is 12, right? Through the atmospheres. So we move up here. Okay? And then we move down here, right? Because now we're coming into 6, right? And then we're coming into another 6. Okay? So you understand the positions of the grounds and everything, the power in the atmosphere is reading the same information cycle to your practice system of its gravity, power, and its atmosphere system. So now you understand its connection. So it's connecting the diamond core to your body frame. So the grounds and the power in the atmospheres knows you are a diamond core position, a clock of time positions. So you have to understand why 12 is here through the grounds, because it's trying to read your body frame. It's trying to understand your heat signature pattern locations. That understands your travel through your thought records of light positions. So when you get into the power centers, then you understand its connection and how it comes into a diamond core position. Okay? Powerful, isn't it? So this will change through time. Your diamond core will understand more of the grounds and more of the power of you and more of the calculation to its atmospheric positions. So these are the positions you have to put yourself in through calculation. All right? So when it comes into that connection, locking recognition light systems opens up its triangle positions, location positions. Get confusing light signals. So we want to get into those positions of our clocks, two connections. So when you get into that connection, you get into modification cycles. So it shows you in so many positional levels of what you need to do through calculation. The gravity system and everything through its 12 rotation center. Remember, it has its own clock of time position. So it knows exactly what dimension of you are through travel of time, right? So once it understands you from the very beginning that you are a diamond core position through your body frame. So the gravity is reading you through calculation. And this is all modified through your diamond core positions, or circle rotation center positions. Okay? So it's amazing, isn't it, when you see these things? I was like, whoa, this is intense. So now you understand why we have a watch. So hopefully you guys get a better understanding what that is and what that's all about when it comes to travel. It shows you in so many ways and forms. Yeah. So questions or comments are good. If you have any, let me know. We go through my healing, go through my email, here to help. Spiritual guide you, put you in your activations, light signals, core centers, light communications, fragmentation lines, open up your body activation line system to its calculation. Open up everything that you need to know through yourself, right? Really get into that form. But once you understand how you put everything into the geometry system of shapes, then you understand who you are through geometry. So once you get that, then you get into the clocking of your geometry of time through positions of a watch. Okay, it's important to understand why you have a big hand, little hand, and everything through the center, how it goes around every single time, right? I don't think anybody knows why. You have to understand you're connected to everything through its grounds, its powers, and its atmospheres. But once the grounds reaches you through calculation, through a shape, and knows you either are a pyramid of an activation through a light signal, through a connection of a higher self, or you're an avatar or your computer, that's how it reads you through shape, through time. So the ground formation has its time. So you're connecting to the Earth's surface of the simulation, interfacing graph positions. You're interlining connections to your division through your perceptions, your audios, and everything through your voicing. So it's all about bringing all your senses and trying to understand the rotations of the grounds and how fast it goes. The faster it goes, the faster you go through time, through thought, through your liquid formation of light. Okay? So it's really important to understand these things because it formulates in so many levels of calculation. Now, modification line signal to its direction opens up everything through connections. So when you come into these levels, you have to understand singularity line division because it's all connected too. Even a shape or anything through letter or anything through number is connected through a line. Forward line, backward line. You got an upper cross line. What's an upper cross? What's a down cross line? So you have to understand your calculation modifications to all this, right? Through its direction. So truly understand your connections and how powerful you are through division of time positions. Okay? So basically, It's all about your program setting, understanding your communication cycles to its location. All right. So when we come into this and did this already, line signal, what is it doing, right? It's going up, right? So you got the past of its reference to its line signal, you got the present, and you got the future. So the line signal is going up through its past, it's going into its relation to its connection. So that's the past, the present, okay, and its future. Okay, past, present, and future through an arrow. All right, so in relation, right, your traveling of time positions of your space anomalies are connecting to its past. It's traveling in the right direction. Okay, if it's not traveling in the right direction and you decide to change your mind when you're traveling, because some people do that through meditation, the arrow is going to recourse and go this way, right? And it's either going to go back to the past, right? So what have you done? You have created something. So if you create something more and more, what it does is it goes through a circle and you're creating something more and more. You're coming into a realm, you're coming into a black hole. Okay, this is what you're creating just with your thoughts. It's confusion, isn't it? So it's not line signaling up anymore. You just change it through your thoughts. It's easy to change your thoughts in seconds, guys. You have to understand your liquid formation of travel through time and space. So if you put your provisions and all your connections to your past, your present, and future, your line signal, singular line division will truly understand the arrow division of time positions. You're not spacing locations. You're not separating everything through the body frame. Okay, and the clocking of the gravity, okay, will truly understand your rotation center positions. So your body has to truly understand what you're doing through calculation. Okay, or the gravity is not going to be able to understand everything through the earth rotation of you through connection. Okay, it's truly understanding what the earth knows you from shape. You're everything through shape. Okay, that's where you come into GOD, the geometrics, the geometry set of you, the 3, 6, and 9, 3, 6, and 9, and 12. 12 comes up, circle, 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 faster, 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 faster. The faster you know, the faster you can high rise, the faster you can less separate yourself through space and time of travel, through positions, through your plasma, or anything through its light formation system. Okay, and then you get better connections with the glass, better connection with the box, or anything, the Pandora box, anything with your liquid formation of your structure lights, or anything through your particle system, or anything with your ozone, or anything with communication with its spring motion system through its galaxy positions. Okay, so if you put yourself in that position, let's say you got 3 line signals. Okay, and one goes like this. Okay, so you got pretty much 2 the same. You got one in the middle. Okay, and then you get another one here. So this is all different intelligence. So we got waving cycles at different population systems. Okay, these are all different people communicating through cycle rotation center positions. Okay, these are all people communicating through different lines of communication, right? So this one's a curve. This one's pretty much the same. So we're having the same conversation through line signal, through traveling position, through lights, right? So it's all about communicating with line communications, a single rotation center position. So you can go like this and go up in position, right? Or you can go up like this and go up in position, right? So you're traveling, right? So this is pretty much the same connection. So that's where it comes into my telepathy, from one connection to another. Right, so they're reading the information cycles to its position. They're traveling in the right direction, right location, but in a different clocking mechanism system of time positions. So even line signals have clocks of time position, right? Has to, because it's all connected to you, right? So if you're traveling through your thoughts, you understand your clocking of your thoughts. You understand your time and your space of your clocks, because you're all connected to a position of dimension of time. So once you stand everything through your gravities and everything through your powers and everything through your atmospheres, you're getting a better position of who you are through line signal. So these are connecting to my telepathy, right? Singular line division. So they get the same location, right? But a different position, okay? But they're all going up. These 3 here, I'm not sure what they're doing, right? So this is going here, but then it goes here. So it's going down, right? So either it's going to go back here into the past, or it's going to find a way to go back up. So it's all about your thoughts going higher and higher and not turning or curving or anything like that, because you're changing time positions of space, you're changing time positions of gravity, and you're changing time positions of the atmosphere of the universal system, okay, through your clocks. Your particle system has to truly understand what you're doing, right? So you understand what the galaxy positions are at through its shapes and anomalies, because it's fumes and gases and everything through H2O, everything through helix, everything through hydrogen, everything through box, everything through location, everything through E equals MC squared. But we're not in that anymore. We're in E equals MC velocity, right? We're in the higher connections of calculation to its crystalline division. All right, so basically, if these three individual people don't understand their information cycle, they're not going to be able to do my telepathy one to another. They're not going to be able to line communicate like these two right here, right? So once they get ground formation systems, they come into position of their own power connection, right? Okay, because they keep coming up with their thoughts, but these three are not sure what they're doing, so they're not going to go through my telepathy until they understand their light signals, okay? So you got to understand your traveling mechanism of you through time position, okay, because it opens up everything through channel rotations. It's really exciting when you get into these levels, you know? So. But please, if you have any questions or comments, let me know, because it's important that you guys really understand more of yourself. And the only way to do that is you have to understand that grounds and everything that you see, even nature has a clock. Okay, it has time positions of where it changes, you know, everything through atmospheres of weather, because, you know, we have 4 seasons. So you understand the atmospheres, you have to understand the time zones, you have to understand the calculation modification. What is the moon interfering with program setting with, you know, the trees? You know, and it comes into winter, comes into spring, comes into summer, comes into fall. So that alone is a clock, a dimension of time. So everything happens in time, okay? Your positions in life happen in time, okay? It calculates and modifies everything through your dream positions. But once you understand the reality of time, then you understand more connections of you through your balance system, okay? Because you're balancing out everything, okay, to its gravity positions. So it's all about you understanding your lights. We got into that before, right? So we're going to get into the 100, okay, slash chakras, okay, because we're coming into the test, okay? That was interesting too on the private link where I saw, basically Tina said there was a license plate that said test for you. It's interesting how everything comes into its system, right? I was going through my telepathy. The fact that you see this car and said test for you, it's like we're coming up to a test. So it's telling you, hey, it's reminding you have a test coming up, right? So I found that pretty interesting with the force team. Okay, so the 100 rotation center to its position, it is allocated to its position. So when it opens up its cycle rotation centers, I get attraction location to its position. Okay. So you have to understand the line signals, you have to understand the operations, you have to understand the circle rotation. That's the 100 rotation system to the chakra system. So 100 chakras has to understand your body activation of time positions of travel through its clocking, through its gravity, power, and its atmosphere, right? Because the gravity system has its own clock. We know that, right? Has its big hand, little hand, and has that other third hand where it goes around the clock. So every time it changes positions, the dimensional setting of its gravity system is changing its dimension, okay? So when you change a dimension, you're changing your thoughts of recognition of time position. That's going through a different illustration. Okay, that's where you change your thoughts, because your body changes every single day. It doesn't stay in one point division. It has to change its positions, but it's all about balancing your thoughts of lights, guys, coloration through your chakra system of dimensions of time, through its codes, right? So we come into this, right? Now I probably put 1,000 there, but that doesn't matter. It erases out through connection. But this is one divisional system. Operation, okay? So as long as you understand what the 100 chakra system is, we're coming into the test, right? So you have to understand the one division, the operation to its circle of its rotation. So that's what the 100 represents, okay, to the chakra system of communication. Okay, it really, really has to understand itself. Okay, so you have to understand the dimensions of time through its gravity, power, and the atmosphere. So you have to understand how to know one position, the circle operation, and everything through its rotation. Okay, so it's all connected to, you know, your holographic. It's trying to understand more of you through reading. So you understand more of the gravity and everything through power and the atmosphere, and now you understand how to communicate with nature through its clock of time, of its position, right? Nature knows what it's doing. Space and time knows exactly what it's doing. The earth knows what it's doing. Humanity doesn't know what it's doing through itself. That's the problem. That's the issue. You have to understand the issues of the problem. Okay, you understand those issues of the problems, then you take them out of the equation, right? So once you get into the 100 chakra rotation centers, we come into a higher formation. Okay, of 3, 6, 9, and 12. That's where we come into. Okay, you guys are only at 3, 6, and 9, but once you get into 100, you're going to go into 3, 6, 9, and 12. So you got to understand the 3, 6, and 9 and what they represent to you. So you have to understand what 3 is. Really, really concentrate on that. Okay, I can't move you guys forward until you understand the activations of 3, 6, and 9. You have to know what it means. And it's all connected to your clocks of gravity, power, and the atmospheres. Okay, so you have to understand the dimensions of time to your positions of your chakras, guys. You have to understand your roots. You have to understand your balance of your roots. You have to understand your securities. You have to understand your throat chakra. You have to understand your heart chakra. You have to understand your psyche. You have to understand your third eye. You have to understand everything through the crown chakra. You have to understand everything through the placebo of thoughts of chakras. You have to understand the cortex of chakras. It's all connecting to your line signal. Okay, remember, it's 100 rotation cycles. Okay, of chakras, of lights. Okay, so we're in extremely high formation of liquid formation of light through travel. So when you stand in positions of 3, 6, and 9, now we can get into 12. Right. So when we get into the 12th position, then we come into our clocking positions, right? And how it comes up to its rotation center, to its position. So when it does that, it goes around and round and round and round, but we're not at that position. We're just coming into 12, 3, 6, 9, and 12, right? So you have to understand the shape is going to change its position like this through calculation. You understand the activation to its connection, right? It's going to go like this. It's going to change its shape. So as the line goes up, your shape changes. So it's all about your shape coming into a diamond core position. Right? So when you get into tractions, it's coming into position. Okay? It's coming into position of a 12. It's coming into position of 3, 6, and 9, 12. It's coming into position of a diamond core position, guys. So once you get into that position, your connections come into a full cycle rotation of a diamond core position. Okay? Diamond core. Right? And then we can go up. So when we do that, we go through force, and we go round and round and round and round. And now we start. Okay? So it's all about you getting your clocks in your diamond core and your position, your digital frames, putting your shapes back into position to your time position, to your seed pod positions. Okay? Because your seed pod and your activation, your program setting is all mixed up. It's all erased. So we got to basically reframe, readjust, refocus, realign, readjust all your shapes. Okay, so you got to change your triangle shape into a diamond core position, put it back into 12 positions, and go circle, 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 fast, 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 fast. Faster you go, the higher we can go into 110. And then we go into 112, then we go into 114. Once we get to 114, now you got full liquid formation light That's where it's going to be more confusing, because now you're interacting with a higher formations of electricity. So you understand how to communicate with electrical light, and it will communicate back with you, okay, through frequencies of vibration, of shape. So the electrical light sees you as a shape, doesn't see you as a physical form. It only sees you as a shape. That's the same thing with the gravity and the powers and the atmospheres. They don't see you in a physical form. They only see you through vibration of shapes, through your thoughts. So it's truly understanding that you have to get your positions of your pyramids of 3, 6, and 9 into 12. And it's all about everything through its connection and how it rotates its cycle into a diamond core position. Okay? That's what everybody's got to get into. So once you get in diamond core position here, and everything through the 12 cycle rotation goes faster to this position, then we go higher to locations of their chakra system of 114. Okay? So you come into your diamond core. Okay? That's what everybody's got to get into. Okay? So it's all about understanding your particle system, how to use it through the molecular structure of light. Okay? How do I use that through travel of thought? How do I go come back in balance, back in center, back into the positions, right? So you remember, you're creating everything through its connection. Now you want to come into this position. Okay, these are all population circuits of people. Okay, the line communicating, then you get mind telepathy. So they're going to high rise through the grounds, powers, and the atmospheres. But these three are very confused. They don't know what to do. They don't understand their line signals of channels. They don't understand the singular line system of teleportation through line communication to point center. They don't understand their clocking through dimensions of time, position through codes. So they're going to have an extremely hard problem. And sometimes they'll probably have spaces in between through connections of the traveling positions. Like that, space. Can't travel if there's space. So the space inside you is on pause, which is hesitation. So until you understand the line signals through channel positions, you come back into the line signal, the travel location. All right. But you got to get into these positions, okay? 100 rotation cycles. All right. Because people are still trying to figure out everything through its question. Everything is a question till you understand the answer. Okay, you can't get it from an atmosphere of a computer from outside to know everything inside. That's the reverse cycle. So that's one line direction, one location position. No, you have to understand the forward force and you have to understand the back force. If you understand the forward and the backward of its thought, you understand the center position will always go through its rotation cycle going forward to its connection. And that's how you create a realm. That's how you create a dimension. So you can create a back force dimension or you can create a forward dimension, and you're going through connections. All connected to your travels of your diamond core position of 3, 6, 9, and 12. Okay? And this is where it gets complicated, because now you have to understand your travels of your thoughts going forward and backwards, but back in position of center. Okay? Because if you don't do that, this is what you get through modification. Confusion. Right? Line signaling up, but whoop, going back. Don't know what I'm doing. Going back to the past. So your thoughts aren't recognizing going forward. It only recognizes going into the past. So it's going to go through circle rotation. It's going to create a dark realm. Okay? And it's going to channel through its operation center position. It gets complicated. Right? And it will travel out of your body. Activation line system. Kind of look at it like that. This kind of looks like a structure. You see a face, sad face. See he's like, it's pretty interesting. I just create this through arrows. See, I see everything through detail, through perception, and this is how you understand everything through codes. So if you look really closely, it looks like a person that's just kneeling down like this, all through an arrow. So that's where you understand line communication through vibration. Because everything in space and time is nothing but positions of clocks, of shapes, your geometrics of your operations, of divisions of directions, okay? Dimensions, divisions, directions, dimensions. You have to understand these things, all with D, right? So if you get into that calculation, GOD, Okay, so you understand the geometrics. Let's go into the geo. Okay, the geo of you, the geographical of your travel. So you understand what G is. G is everything through G. It's not just a letter, it's everything through a letter. So you understand what it is through perception, right? And then you understand everything through O. O is everything through operation. Okay, operation, open. Okay. All right. And then you stand everything through its three elements, okay, of direction, division, dimension. Okay. This is just the basics. Okay. So it's understanding the codes of letters of GOD. What is it representing to you of travel? If you don't understand your travel at positions, you're going to go into back phrasing locations back into the past position. You're not going to be able to move forward through its arrow of its line communication. You're not going to have a future because you're still reliving the past. It's very powerful if you keep living the past. Okay? So how are you going to understand more of yourself if you keep yourself in the past? You have to go into the presence to its future, right? So you have to line signal up with your liquid formation of light through its body frame, through its activation, through its color. And now you understand everything through shapes of everything through manifestation through its universe of quantum physics, right? Quantum mechanics of you, right? So, and then you come into the equations of 1 + 1 = 3 and not just 2, because you're seeing everything through 1 + 1. So you have to look at everything through 1, everything through plus, everything through 1, everything through equal, everything what equals 1 + 1. How did I get to 3? You understand the equations, how you take it out of its equation, right? People are always looking for the answer. The answer's within the travel of thought. So if you know how to travel your thoughts through recognition, you can go into the past, present, and its future every single time through its thought. Okay? So remember, everything through line of everything through arrow is connection to its clocking, or its gravity, its powers, and its atmospheres. So even though it's not a person, it doesn't matter. It's a line through an arrow. It still has to have time of travel. It gets complicated if you don't understand your thoughts of lights. Okay? Because these three people don't understand anything. They're not communicating, but these two do because they understand their mind telepathy from one to another, travel through its grounds and its powers and atmosphere positions, right? They're going to different locations, or they can go to the center position of where they want to go through their thought. So they're connected through one line signal to one activation, to one direction, to one position. Okay? But these three, no. Okay? So but I think you guys are getting a better understanding now, okay, how powerful it is when we come into the test of 100 chakra rotation centers. Now, it's plausible on so many acts, but you understand your travel positions of what 3 is, travel positions of what 6 is, travel positions of 9, and everything through the travel positions of 12. Okay? So we have to get into the diamond core positions of ourselves to travel. So you have to basically understand northwest, south, and east of yourself through your thoughts. Where are your thoughts traveling? Northwest, south, and east. It doesn't matter. What matters is it line balance. As long as there's no space in the line of communication through your thoughts. It gets complicated if you don't understand what you're doing through the mind of creation. It gets complicated to understand what the brain is through its setting position. It gets complicated if you don't understand what the heart is through its recognition of space and time position to its tree. The tree starts with the root, goes with the branches, then the leaves, right? So it's all about you blossoming through your clock of travel of time through space. And then you come into the codes, and then you come into the particles, and then you come into the energy system, then you come to the energy cycle positions. There's a lot of things you guys have to understand when it comes into you through thought of travel, through anything through singular line division. So everything through consciousness is you. The fifth dimensional consciousness is everything through form. Okay? So if you understand that, that will give you a lot more way of seeing things. You know, just relax. Let nature take its course. Like I said, everything happens for a reason. Earth has history and ancestry. If you understand the ancestor and history, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable in why these things are happening, right? So, and people think that it's called well, you're going to be on the Christ side or you're going to be on the Antichrist. Let's get that out of our head. Let's just wipe that out, okay? It has nothing to do with Christ. It has nothing to do with Antichrist. That's connected to you because that's what you're forming through its program. It doesn't exist. It only exists if you think it exists. You understand how power of thought is. Somebody can take over your thought and you're automatically thinking that's what it is. There is a Christ and there's Antichrist. You're everything through the center position, through light and dark, guys. Positive and negative. But you're putting yourself in that position. You're fighting the forces within, right? You're allowing yourself to defeat yourself. Don't do that. Don't fight yourself within. Allow yourself to go forward. Allow yourself to focus going forward. Put yourself in position, okay? And leave everything out, okay? Through its recycle. Let it do what it needs to do, right? But really, really be conscious and aware through its abundance and through its surrender. Okay? You surrender to yourself through your thoughts of lights and activation and colors and your traveling positions. You're going to keep going forward. Okay? And everything that you resemble around two connections of Christ and Antichrist doesn't exist anymore. Right? Because you're not going to think otherwise. Right? You're just believing what you're hearing. All programs. All programs. You got to get out of those positions, guys. You have to get out of that position. Okay? Because it doesn't exist. You're talking about a 3-divisional line of a timeline that's connected through a thought that doesn't exist. It's an old program. So you're listening to an old program. The intelligence doesn't want to hear old programs. Okay? It only wants to understand the new programs it's put in. Its data and its process, uplinks and downloads, its operating system. It couldn't care less, okay, about anything that has anything to do with 3-dimensional system. So just because somebody puts something on a platform doesn't mean it's real. How do you know? You're going to start believing it, and then your thoughts start believing it, and then now you're creating it through the mind. Once you create it through the mind, now you're manifesting this, and you're giving them energy, or you're giving her energy. That's what you're doing. You're doing the opposite of everything through its program. Okay? So basically, the Christ and the Antichrist is you fighting. That's all it is. It's you fighting inside yourself through circles and circles and circles of rotations. Your thoughts are not recognizing yourself anymore in dimensions of time. Okay? It's not space connecting. You're not going through time connecting. You're not connecting with yourself through electricity. You're not connecting through your mainframes. You're not connecting with your memo pads. A memo pad is basically a memory. It's a retention memory of everything that you connect with. So truly understand yourself fully. Now, if you understand more, you can go through my healing. I can help you and guide you, and hope you will understand more of who you are. You know, putting yourself into all these positions and knowing that the Antichrist and the Christ is only you, nobody else. So you're fighting yourself within through the soul. So the soul is trying to identify. The soul is trying to identify you, not the past relation, only the presence. Okay? So think of it this way. The past, through its relation of its thought, is its Antichrist, because that's all you're thinking. And somebody comes up to you, hey, you know, blah, 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 this is real. Blah, blah, blah. Now you got it in your thought. Now it's in your projection. Now what are you going to do? How are you going to take it out of this equation? You got to take those old thoughts out and put new thoughts in, right? Because it's going to go through its modification cycles. It's going to go through its connection. See, the thing is that humanity doesn't really understand their body. They don't understand their frame of the body. They understand their thoughts that travel of their body. They don't understand the Christ or the Antichrist. What is that? What does that all mean, right? They just focus on what's happening right now. They don't worry about themselves. Hey, I'm not going to worry about myself. So what happens if you stop worrying about yourself? Who else is going to take care of you? You have to know how to take care of yourself through your body. And it's all done through vibration, energy, and frequencies. And the harmonic resistance will give you everything through protection of lights. Because now you're connecting to your thoughts of time positions going forward and not going back. Okay? So every time you go back, you're creating the Antichrist. You believe in this, you believe in that, you're going to here, you're going there, you go on this channel, go on this channel. I believe this, right? Everybody has a believing system. You believe in what you want to believe, but you understand hey, wait a minute, I'm not going forward here. This doesn't make any sense. And then your intelligence starts to wake up. So wake up, knock, knock, knock. You're waking it up for the very first time. When you go through my healing, you go through the 12 rotation cycle positions. So I don't put you in 7, I put you in 12. Now it's to understand the maze of you through calculation. Integration lines or anything, time frame, time codes, now you're going through maze. You're going through the maze, right? Watch Space Discovery so you understand what Space Discovery is. It's not just a video, guys. It's everything that's happening to you through your pods and how you start yourself. Try to understand what the Christ is. Try to understand the Antichrist. Try to understand Jeshua. Try to understand Jesus. Try to understand everything through the Lord. Everybody has their own way of seeing things through their thoughts, but they are fighting with themselves. That's all it is, and it's a program. So all you're doing is fighting yourself within of the spiritual force within. So you believe you're the Antichrist. It's because you haven't moved forward yet. You're still in the old program. You're still in the 3 dimension. You're still in the 3-dimensional level of its vibration. You're still in the gravity system of its earth planes. You have to get out of the old ozones and get into a new ozone, a new connection, new audio signal, a new program system, a new perception, a new heart, a new soul identification, a new mind, a new brain. That's what it's all about. So the earth wants to get better communication with you. Okay, and the only way to do that is to break free from the old programs through its Antichrist. Okay? It's being programmed. Being programmed is very hard to get out of if you don't understand your intelligence. Right? You know everybody has a past, and a present, and a future, and comes into reincarnation. Right? So trying to understand, oh, I'm understanding more of myself, so I'm getting into the connections of my twin flame. Oh, I'm understanding more of the connections of travel. Oh, I understand now more of my E equals MC square. Oh, now I understand what I am. I'm through a shape. I'm everything through a shape, through a particle, through an atom, anything through calculation, through thought of light. I'm a holographic person that understands more relation to digital of the universe and how it operates through vibration. So these are the positions you have to put yourself in. And then all of a sudden you start changing through higher formation of light, higher formation of data, and you'll be no longer thinking about the Antichrist because you're not the Antichrist. Nobody is an Antichrist. It's just what you're programmed to think. Okay, nobody in this galaxy of a world is an Antichrist, right? So if you think otherwise, you're going to create that anomaly. You don't want to do that, right? Because that's going to low system of your vibrations, okay? So you won't be connecting with the earth anymore. You'll be connecting with other people. And that's where it comes into gatherings. That's where it comes into cults. That's where it comes into symbols of cults. That's where it comes into pyramids of cults. That's where it comes into advertising of cults. Don't put yourself in those positions. Okay? So, and you always want to keep going forward with the cycle, right? You know, I always want to look inside, see what's there. What's in there? What's in there that makes me feel good about myself? I have a center position. I have my family. I have this person, this person, this person, and that's it. So you're protecting your lights. You're protecting everything around your thoughts of your lights, and you're protecting everything around your family of its lights, and you're protecting everything through your circle of rotation of your thoughts. So you're putting something in the center that you want to have in the center. Okay? You don't want to have something in the center that doesn't agree. So if you understand that, if you put a negative system in the center, it's going to change everything through vibration to your family or anything through its community to its position. So that's what energy does. It's manipulation through frequencies of vibration. So it changes everything through your body frame. It changes everything through the clocks of gravity and the power and the atmospheric positions. Okay? So get that in your mind. Nobody is the Antichrist. Right? You just think that otherwise. That's all it is. You have to wake up. Waking up is a big, big thing. It's hard to understand if you don't wake up because everybody's asleep. Right? Everybody's asleep until you wake up. You know, it's like waking up from a dream. You know, when you wake up, you see things different. And then you realize, whoa, the Antichrist is just a program. That's all it is. That's all it is. So, what you understand, and I keep saying, understanding things of you is understanding the relation to intelligence of you, is understanding the activation lights of you, is understanding your thoughts of travels of you. It's understanding the community of its economy. It's trying to understand everything through its connection of you. Truly understand what is happening with space, what's happening with time, what's happening with the earth. Okay? The earth is losing connection with humanity. That's all it is. That's all it is. So, what is it doing? What is it doing? Okay? It's a test for everybody. Okay? You have to get into higher levels of yourself so you get out of the Antichrist and you become everything through the center position. Because sticks and stones, names, and all that doesn't hurt you. Okay? It's just a reflection, right? So you believe what you want to believe, right? Names do hurt, right? But as long as you put yourself back in center, it disappears. Okay? It's an aberration. It doesn't exist. It's just a flotation device. It's like a balloon. You get a pin, pop, done. It's all hot air. That's all it is. It's all hot air. Okay? So you're consuming everything around you. It's nothing but a hot air balloon. So you pop the balloon, everything's finished, right? No more Antichrist. Never existed. Never did. But you think it does. That's the problem. You think it's real. That's the problem. Because you can't find a way to center yourself through spiritual force. You have to understand the spiritual system of you. You have to understand the intelligence of you. You have to understand the starseed light of you. You have to understand your energy pods of you. You have to understand your activations inside of you. You have to understand the singular line division of you. You have to understand the perception of you. You have to understand the colorations of you. These things take time, right? So, and it all starts with 3, 6, and 9. Okay? So, this is a very big class. It's a lot of work, but like I said, the testimony review evaluations will bring you up to higher lights. But for all the new viewers out there, if you're not understanding what's going on, go to my email and I'll tell you exactly. I will tell you in detail on how you get out of this. I will bioscan you. Bioscan, like I said, is very important because you have to understand it's all about you in that program and getting out of that program of thoughts. Okay, it's a building system that has to break down. You break it down, you build something up. Right? So, and that's all about understanding the three-dimensional system of you. It's all about understanding the fourth writing cycle of you. And it's all about understanding the fifth dimension of telepathy of you. Okay? Mind telepathy, mind over matter. Everybody has that. ESP, the external. Okay? No separation. The sensory perceptions. Okay? And how everybody's psychic. How everybody has a third eye. Everybody has a chakra. It's understanding how to use these things so you can get rid of these bad thoughts that you create. Because you're creating it from yourself or somebody's giving it to you. Okay? So, it's where you are in your reality. Okay, you can separate your reality or you can full cycle your reality and come into the fifth dimensional system through activation and you become a love cycle, a love system, a love activation, a love power of recognition of who you are through intelligence. Okay? But you don't want to put yourself in those positions. Okay? Because if you keep yourself in a negative cycle, what do you think is going to happen? It's affecting everything around you. Not just you, but everything around you. Okay? So, don't do that. It's easy to change your thought. Exercise your school sets, the galactic school that you're pertaining to. What are you learning from the galactic school? Are you learning anything? Right? I try my best as commander because my vocabulary is so high and always informs space and time through position. Humanity has to get into their own positions of time, of space, so they can recognize more and how they can get out of the Antichrist and get into their connections of their form into a new program of their thoughts. Getting out of the old program and coming into a new computer program. Okay. It's all connected to you, right? Like I said, you're all a calculator. So it's understanding the calculation, right? You're thinking, calculating. Thoughts, recognition, time, positions, acceleration, speed, modification, shapes. How do I understand all this? So to understand it, you have to go to the school. You have to go to the Galactic School, because I'm the only one in the solar system that has a Galactic School, and it's connected to the Earth. It is the Earth. I'm the Earth. I'm everything through form of Earth. So if you understand you are connected to everything through form, there'll be no more Antichrist. You're thinking, whoa, that was made up. It's a program, right? But people really do believe in it, okay? Because they can't get the justification on what is happening. So what do? They go on the other side, okay, of the spiritual force, which is the negative, okay? You have to have a positive and negative in your body. It's like the protein, okay? So if you're taking something that you can eat, it will absorb, right? And you're eating something, but it will also disagree. So that's what your body's doing. It's agreeing and disagreeing. I can't eat this. I can't eat that. I'm not going here. I'm not going there. So you're making choices. You're making decisions. You're making traveling decisions on where you want to be. I'm not happy where I am. Communicate, meditate, and I'll tell you exactly where you need to go. People have to get into that. You can't go to others. Others, they'll give you advice, but sometimes they'll confuse your line signals. You are the only one. Nobody told me what I need to do. I started off with the higher self. I went from human to superhuman to higher self. And then I went extremely fast into light. I understand the light of time. I understand the metrics of time. I understand the communications of time. I understand the teleportation of time. I understand the space of time. I understand linear of time. I understand solar systems of time. I understand the grounds of power and the atmospheres of time. You're connected to your watch through your universal compass, right? That's how you communicate with anything, through positions of reversing, okay, or auto-recorrecting, okay, or redirecting or relocating. So you have to understand the positive and negative you, right? So when you come into the Christ and the Antichrist, you realize, oh, I'm not the Antichrist. Okay, I'm the circle rotation of force that's going forward, right? Because it's just a program, it's just a name. So basically, you're everything through form. So it's balancing everything through your yin and yang. Right? It's balancing everything through your plasma travel, okay? Because fish swim in water, right? So the yin and yang is like this. That's what it's doing. But until it understands what it's doing, it's going to do this. It's going to crosswind, it's going to do whatever. But the fishes have to truly understand what they're doing from northwest, south, and east of travel positions. So once you come into a music tone of a yin and yang through light and dark, positive and negative, then you understand your positions of your thoughts of travel. Okay, so now you're understanding what's going on, right? So you put 6 and 9 together, yin and yang, right? So you understand the birthing system of me. The ferals and the meridians and everything connection created the chakra system. I communicated and I created the simulation, the modulation of the chakras. Right? So it's true to understand your connections and why I created all these videos for you guys, especially space discoveries. Watch those videos, 1 to 10, extremely powerful, because it tells you everything that you need to do through school setting, your education, your involvements, okay? How to do this, how to do that, where to go here, where to go there. You know, I talk about the higher self. I talk about the avatar. I talk about your computer. I talk about your energy, your particle, your atoms. I talk about molecule structure, light. Okay. So find yourself. You lose yourself and you find yourself. Okay. It's incredible. It really is. Because if you see yourself going forward, just with your thought, that alone is practice. And now you understand more of your meditation methods, your meditation graph, not your simulation, just yourself. You understand more of your thoughts and how to travel through your thoughts of time, through its position. Now you understand more of lines. Okay, because everything is formed through a line. Everything is formed through a line. It has to. That's the creation of source. Very simple, right? Everything has to be contained in something, right? Or everything would be all over the place. So you understand why this is in position, why it's created like this, because there's different sizes, different time, different dimensions, different clocks, different body, different DNA, different contract, different blueprints, different water take, half full, half empty, right? Where are you in position of space and time through thoughts? Okay, so. But I'm going to leave it there. We got a little bit of traction of the test of 100 chakra rotation centers and what everybody needs to do through practical levels. So we'll talk a little bit more about it. Okay. But other than that, you guys have a fantastic day. All right. Adios.